In the kitchen this morning with Chef Mike Sullivan from Delicious Desserts and Eatery. Thank you so much for being a part of Studio 10 today.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you once again. You've been here a couple times before, and it looks like you brought something fantastic this time as well. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to make today.
Today we're making a southern tomato pie. Right now is a decent time to get some tomatoes at the store and your farmer's market, and so this is just a good way to put them to use.
That definitely looks fantastic. Can't wait to try it on out. I haven't had this in a while here on Studio 10, so looking forward to it. So you've got all the ingredients. What are we going to use here today, and what do you need to do first to get started?
To get started first, you're going to take a pie crust, and this is a spring form, a deep dish spring form, and you take a 9-inch pie crust and you just layer it all out in there. We have fresh basil that we grow at the shop. I got local tomatoes, Conecuh County bacon that we're going to saute with some onions and then layer it all together with cheese. Lots of cheese.
Well, lots of cheese always sounds good to me, and Conecuh bacon sounds so good as well. Now, the tomatoes, we need to start slicing and dicing those as well, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're just going to slice probably 5 or 6 large tomatoes and layer your pie crust with it.
Now, give us an example of the layering. What's the technique here? You just put them on?
Just pile them up. Yeah, about 3/4 full all the way to the top. You can use any kind of tomato, heirlooms, Romas, whatever your heart desires.
Whatever your heart desires. Now, maybe your heart will desire some Delicious Desserts and Eatery after watching this. Tell us about where you guys are located and how they can come see you.
We are located in Midtown Mobile, 23 Upham Street. We're Monday through Friday, 11 to 4 o'clock, mostly lunch and takeout. We sell out pretty fast of everything, but you can check our Facebook page out.
Sure, and we'll talk to you more about that in our next cooking segment, which is coming back in just a little while. You can hear the sizzle. That's that Conecuh bacon. You can't beat that. We've got Chef Mike from Delicious Desserts and Eatery. Now, you just added the bacon in there. Why do you use Conecuh bacon?
Because it's the best around.
Because it's the best around. That's a simple answer. Now, between now and our last segment, you kind of finish up doing the tomatoes over there.
Yes, sir. Just layered them, about 3/4 full. We're going to saute this bacon, get it brown, and then add the onions to the bacon grease. And yeah, that makes everything a lot better.
So you're telling me we're going to kind of caramelize those onions in bacon grease?
That is correct. Conecuh County bacon grease.
Man, you're killing me with all this goodness. Now, when we're talking about Delicious Desserts and Eatery in Midtown, you kind of mentioned you're mainly open for lunch. What kind of things can we find on the menu if we go check y'all out?
Man, I tell you what, it's we got seafood gumbo. You know, we have the tomato pie, chicken enchiladas, shrimp tacos. You name it, we're all over the place. We have our Oktoberfest, you know, in the months of October and September. We're all over the map.
Now, one thing we didn't talk about, though, and it's in the name, is desserts. What kind of desserts are we going to find there?
That's, yeah, lots of cakes, cookies, pies, bars. We were voted 2 years in a row Best Desserts in Mobile, and we definitely have it all. Everything's homemade, made from scratch every morning.
Well, that is fantastic, made for scratch. So a good idea would be, this is just me thinking out loud, you could stop by, get some fantastic lunch, and pick up a nice big dessert to bring home to the family at dinner.
Oh, yeah, and Mother's Day is coming up, so take care of your moms out there.
Oh, yeah, you always have to remember Mom, especially, and she'll like some good desserts and all this goodness at Delicious Desserts and Eatery. So we're going to watch this bacon for a little while. We're going to add in the onions. What is this? Is this flour over here?
This is flour. We're going to dust the top of these tomatoes with it.
Okay.
The tomatoes have so much moisture, so this just helps thicken it up a little bit. Maybe a tablespoon or 2.
And then when Cherish comes back with you in the next segment, you have to, it's unfortunate that I miss the next segment because we're doing cheese, which of course, you know, I love, but we're going to add all the cheese and all the goodness, and then it'll be done. We'll put it in the oven and it'll be done. So looking forward to that. The recipe is online, the Studio 10 tab at fox10tv.com. Thanks a lot, Chef Mike.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love the smell of onions cooking on the stove top. Mike Sullivan from Delicious Desserts and Eatery is here. What are you making for us this morning?
We're making a southern tomato pie with Conecuh County bacon.
Oh, sounds good. So you're browning the onions at this point, and how long, once you have the onions on stove top, do you need to brown them?
You're looking at 5 minutes. We're browning them in the leftover bacon grease from the bacon we browned earlier.
Okay, and remind everybody else what you've done so far.
Okay, I've layered the pie crust with some local tomatoes, and I dusted them with flour. Browned the bacon. Now we're browning the onions in the grease. And now it's time to start layering this thing
Okay.
and finishing up. We're gonna dump the onions right over the tomatoes.
Looks good. Smells even better.
We're gonna take this fresh basil we grow at the shop and just sprinkle it right over. All right, I also have 3 to 4 cups of mixed cheese, sharp cheddar, Italian blend, and about 2 cups, a cup of mayonnaise.
Okay.
We're just gonna mix all this together.
Cheese makes everything better.
Yes.
You have that much cheese, you can't go wrong.
And you wanna get it to where you can spread it over the top of this pie. So it's gonna be your crust.
Okay.
Just mix it together.
That looks good. You make it look very easy. And this is perfect. This is something that maybe you can do for Mom for Mother's Day.
There you go.
Do you guys have any specials for Mother's Day?
We will, but we don't know yet what it's
Okay.
gonna be. Lots of cakes for sure. Lots of sweets.
Of course, because you guys have lots of different desserts. Tell us a little bit about your desserts while you're mixing the cheese together.
It's more of a southern, no wedding cakes or anything, but we do your red velvet cakes, your caramel cakes, Italian cream, German chocolate, and we do all sorts of brownies and bars, and you name it, we can do it.
Caramel cake is so good. If you haven't had caramel cake, oh my goodness gracious, it's fabulous. And you guys are right off Upham Street in Midtown Mobile.
Correct.
Open at 11. You go till 4 Monday through Friday. So really plenty of time to go in for dessert or a lunch, something like this.
That is correct. That is correct.
Now, once you have the cheese spread on top, how long are you going to put this in the oven?
We're looking at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes-ish till nice and golden brown.
Okay.
And that's basically it. You want to let it sit probably 10-15 minutes, let it rest so you can cut it pretty easy.
Okay, and magic of television, and because Mike is so awesome, he's already cooked one for us so we can see what the finished product looks like. And this is it here. You can make this for Mom. Again, Mother's Day right around the corner. This recipe is available for you right now. Fox10TV.com on our Studio 10 page, and you can go in and grab some dessert too. I'm sure Mom will love that.